Welcome to another episode of the Black and Gold Report presented by Pepsi, a show all about UNC Pembroke athletics. I'm Cameron Songer, and on this week's show, we check in with UNCP softball head coach Brittany Bennett, as well as talk to Associate Director of Athletics for Communications, Todd Anderson. Let's get right to it. UNCP softball head coach Brittany Bennett, thank you for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
It's a pretty exciting time in your program right now. The Braves have won 14 of their last 18 games and finished the regular season with a 28-23-1 record, including the most league victories since winning the conference title in 2008. What has the attitude been like at practice over the last couple weeks? And what is the moxie of this team right now?
Well, you know, you're asking about practice, but you forgot to mention that 2 weeks ago we played 8 games in 7 days. So there hasn't been too much practice just because of the amount of games that we've had to finish the season with due to rainouts or cold weather. However, I will tell you practice has been really fun lately, and you know, interestingly enough, we're still trying to get better. So we're going to go to practice again this week, and we're actually going to try to get better. It's hard to say that when you've been practicing for 8 months solid, but you know, the girls are they're just working hard. I mean, it's really so fun to be around our program right now, and any single person that's on our team would tell you right now that it's exciting, and that they're really, really proud of the body of work that we put together this year.
The Black and Gold will be the number 5 seed in this weekend's Peach Belt Conference tournament in Milledgeville, Georgia, the first appearance in the PBC tournament for this program since the 2010 campaign. This was one of your goals at the beginning of the season. So what does it feel like to not only grab a berth, but to also be one of the top 5 seeds?
Well, you know, when you take over a program, you know, the first goal is to always be able to compete for postseason. You just want to find a way. You might not have the record to get to postseason, but you want to find a way that you can get there. And so that route for us is being able to go to the conference tournament. And really, a couple years ago, we changed the format, so you only have to win 3 games. You know, anywhere else, some of those conference tournaments are double elimination. So, any single team, I think, at any time could win the conference tournament for us. So that's what I tell them. I said, you only have to win 3 games. You don't have to win 6. You don't have to win 8. You just got to win 3. So our goal every year is to get to the conference tournament. And you know, we finished tied for 4th, but ended up being the 5th seed because of a tiebreaker rule. But we finished top 4 in the Peach Belt Conference after 1, not going to the conference tournament for many, many years, and 2, that wasn't even our goal, and we exceeded our expectations. So as well as I am happy, we still have business to do, and we got to go in and try to take 1 or 2. And you know, I'm really happy for this team, and it'll continue to be our goal. We always want to go to the conference tournament, but we just want to get better in the conference seeding every single year.
The grit of this team right now was very evident Sunday against Montevallo. The Falcons led early in both games, including a 5-0 advantage in Game 2. You were able to pull off the senior day sweep. Talk about your team's gutty performances against the Falcons on Sunday.
Well, this just kind of goes back to who we are. You know, I think when you have a team that loves each other, gets along with each other, works hard for each other, I think that you'll find that teams that go down 5-0 don't win those if they don't have that kind of grit. And so grit is defined by who we are off the field and who we are at practice. So, you know, if we practice where we had failure and we just kind of yelled at them and then didn't talk to them or speak to them, but kind of one of the things about our program is you've kind of heard us say family. So as much as I've yelled and screamed, and Coach Hobbs and Coach Hartley, we still come back to them at the end of the day and tell them that we love them. And so they know that there's always opportunity to come back. And, you know, also I think it has a lot to do with us not putting pressure on ourselves. We stopped doing that after the second week of the season, and everything's just kind of gotten better since about the last month, just because we stopped putting pressure on ourselves. And I think this team plays better when there's not a lot of pressure. So once we kind of secured our spot or had that small winning streak, you know, I think that grit is just getting better and better because we actually realize we can do it no matter what the score is.
Let's talk about a few individuals that have gotten you to this point, starting with your ace, senior Katie Saunders, who has grabbed wins in 6 of her last 7 starts. Talk about how much Katie has played into your success and the confidence she's pitching with right now.
Wow, what a streak Katie Saunders has had. I think she's won probably like 7 out of her last 8 games. I don't even know what her stat is, but right now, when she is on the circle, I know that we have a chance to win any game that she's pitching. And not only does she look good, she's not even a strikeout pitcher. She just gets outs, and you know, she's fielding her position very well. We're getting out with 2 outs. We're not letting people on with walks anymore. I mean, she literally is just grinding hard for us, and it's cool to see our team. They actually like playing defense for her because they know she's going to get it done. You know, every once in a while when a pitcher struggles, your defense will kind of struggle a little bit because they don't know what to expect. But right now, my team knows exactly what to expect with her in the circle, and to have a kid that finishes the season stronger than she starts is a huge testament to who she is. I'm just really proud of Katie Saunders, and if you talk to her, you would find out that we have a love-hate relationship. You know, I love her 99.3% of the time, and 0.07 is sometimes I just don't love that kid, but that is just a huge testament to our relationship and her trying to finish this year as strong as she can.
Almost all of the batters in your lineup have had their 15 minutes of fame here in the last couple weeks of the season. There don't seem to be many holes in your offensive attack right now.
Well, a lot of struggles that people have as coaches in softball and baseball are just how to write your lineup. And, everybody wants to be strong because at the top of the lineup they bat, usually one more time than the bottom does. But, most people stack their lineup with all their hitters at the top. And just lately, it just seems like when one person's off at the top, someone's on in the bottom. And, my kids are starting to say things like, hey, it's just not my day. Can you pick me up? And when our kids are going in the dugout and saying, hey, look, I'm struggling at the plate, I need you to pick me up, and they're trying to hold each other accountable, it seems like the bottom half of our lineup has just started to pick up because of that. And I think it's just the talk of them talking to each other a little bit more positively instead of, oh, dang, I didn't get my job done. It's more like, hey, I need you to get me right here, or I just didn't do my job there, so you go ahead and get her on and you get her around. All the girls, anyone can hit a home run at any time. And two, I have no idea who's going to hit a double every single time. I think we're second or even first in the conference for extra base hits, and it's just so fun to watch because not only do they hit it, they smoke some balls every once in a while, and I'm really, really excited about when the bottom of my lineup's up, knowing that we have a chance to score a run. It's just been really interesting lately.
It's time for our first break here on the Black and Gold Report, but when we come back, we'll still be talking with UNCP softball head coach Brittany Bennett. Welcome back to the Black and Gold Report, a show all about UNC Pembroke athletics. I'm joined once again by UNCP softball head coach Brittany Bennett. The Braves will face fourth-seeded and tournament host Georgia College in their Peach Belt Conference tournament opener on Friday. You were an assistant at Georgia College for 2 seasons before taking over UNCP's program. It might not be fate that led you here, but talk about going back to your roots in the conference and taking on your very good friend and former boss in the opening round.
Well, first off, I can't say enough about my time at Georgia College. That was an experience for me personally. It was my last stop as an assistant coach, and really the only reason why I left is because I wanted to be a head coach. And, I know Jamie is a great head coach there, and, obviously working with Coach Lucas, who's now at Young Harris. That's us three together. We had a good time. We worked really, really hard, and we got that program in really, really good shape, and I was thankful to be mentored by Jamie. I like Georgia College. I think our team knows that I came from there, and I think we play a little bit better against them because we just want to be. I think my girls say I want to be the winner over Georgia College because I don't ever want Georgia College to beat them because I don't know, they just have this thing with Georgia College. It's mostly my seniors. Every time we play them, I seem to get a little bit more amped up. So I'm actually thankful that we're playing Georgia College because we play them very well. So I'm happy to be headed back to Milledgeville. I'm excited for it to be our first. It's a game that everybody's going to be talking about. But I do have to give credit to Georgia College because the reason why I've grown and I've been able to come in here and do some things here is because of my time at Georgia College. So as much as I love them, I still want to beat them. And I hate it for both of us. I told her this morning through text message that I just really wasn't looking forward to playing her, but I do want to win that game, and I know that if we win it, we might win the whole daggum thing. So I'm excited. I'm ready to be at the Peach Belt tournament. It doesn't matter who we're playing. Just ready to get on that field and try to get a job done.
Obviously, defending national champion North Georgia is the team to beat heading into the PBC tournament, but what are you expecting from your team this weekend?
Just to play, we only play one game on Friday, so we literally have to go down there and play 7 innings, and we talk about that in doubleheaders all the time. So right now, I really don't think it matters who we're playing. I think it matters of us trying to play our best ball for seven straight innings, and then after 7 innings, we don't have to play a doubleheader this time. We will on Saturday after we advance, but the expectation of the conference tournament is a lot of emotions. Everybody down there, some people are playing potentially for their last game. Some people are trying to stay in the regional tournament. Some people are trying to win the thing. We're going down there to be Cinderella this year. We're going down there to be the team that no one believed in. We were picked 11th, finished tied for 4th. We're headed down there to do something that we haven't done in a long time, and that's show everybody the Peach Belt that we're here to stay and that we're at the Peach Belt now, and we're gonna do this thing.
With this recent run of success, your team has to be looking at bigger and better things at this point. UNCP was not a part of last week's NCAA region rankings, but you do boast 7 wins against teams ranked in last week's top 10, including a win over USC Aiken on the road last week. What does your team have to do down the stretch to lock up an at-large berth into the NCAA tournament?
Well, I'm a little disappointed this year because we've lost a few games because of weather, and actually some of the other schools have gained some of those games back, and we just have such a jam-packed schedule in the last 2 weeks. We just weren't able to get those games in, and should we have played those games and actually gotten them in, we might be in a little better standings. But actually, we're sitting 12th. As of last week, we were sitting 12th, and we just went 3-1, and a couple teams that were ahead of us went 1-3, and we were only 1/100th of a tenth of a point between 9th place and 12th. So I actually think our 3-1 schedule might put us potentially in the top 10. But any time that you can set a goal, our goal is just to make it to the conference tournament. If we were regionally ranked, that would be awesome. But moving forward, that's the new goal. The new goal is to show them that, give or take 5 games here and there, if we just take care of business one more time, 5 more times, we're actually probably sitting in the regional tournament, hands down, not even worrying about what the conference tournament holds. So I think for our girls to actually talk about it and to be paying attention to it, they're actually going online and checking it. They know who our opponents are. They know who their best hitters are. They remember people's names. My girls are getting invested. So moving forward, having more invested kids in what's going on in the conference means that they care more. They're being more competitive, and I think that they're here to stay for a while now.
You took over this program prior to the 2014 season and have now led the Braves to back-to-back winning seasons for the first time since the 1991 and 92 campaigns. Talk about the progression of this program since taking over and what UNCP fans can expect as it moves forward into 2017 and beyond.
Well, Cameron, I really think that's a good question. I just want to say thank you to, Mr. Christie and the administration that I interviewed with for this opportunity. They took a chance on this young kid coming out of Georgia College that had never been a head coach and said, hey, we're going to put this program in your hands. And I'm going to talk about the softball side of it, but I just want to talk a little bit about our program's clean, from head to toe. We're very well liked on campus. We've gotten our GPA up by above a 3.2. My kids are doing internships and being mentored. They're winning awards in the conference now. And a lot of people, when we talk about wins and losses, forget what we look like on campus and how we represent ourselves. And I'm so proud of who we are and what we look like to other people. And on the outside, I would be really, really proud to be a Brave and be in the softball program here. But outside of that, we're going to keep bringing in kids. Dick told me my job was to change the culture. And I think we're doing that. So we're going to keep bringing in top-notch kids, and they're going to have to keep working hard. It's going to get worse as far as the workload. They don't know that yet, but we're going to keep pushing them because if we got good, a lot of good wins this year, we've got to do something different next year to continue that because we have a big target on our back now. So, just moving forward, we're going to continue to bring in kids that I think are family-oriented. We're going to bring in kids that are goal-driven. Kids that want to compete for jobs and starting spots. We're going to continue to try to run bases well, so we'll always try to find someone that's fast here or there. But I think our program is just, if you had to kind of label it, I would tell you that our program is very, very different. As in, we're not really a power hitting team. We're not really a super fast team. We are a team that puts the ball in play, makes you make mistakes, and really works to take the first pitcher out of the game. And if you work hard enough, you'll fit really well in this program, and that's what we're looking for.
UNCP softball head coach Brittany Bennett, thank you.
Hey, thanks for having us, and go Braves.
It's time for another timeout on the Black and Gold Report. We'll be back right after this.